Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been recently in a health kick and I've been trying to find new ways to get me interested in exercising and eating healthy. One of the ways that I found was actually to try intermittent fasting. And today's video is a what I eat in a week while intermittent fasting. I do this on and off. I'm not actually consistent with intermittent fasting. So if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, you basically eat at a certain point and there's this kind of window where you eat all of your meals, and then before and after that window you don't eat anything. You can drink water obviously, and you can drink things like black coffee or tea or something, things that have 0 calories. What I did was I did the 16:18 ratio, which is where I would start eating my meals at 12 p.m. and then I would stop eating anything at 8 p.m. If I got hungry before, I would either drink water or I would have a hot tea or a black coffee. Nothing that had any added sugars, no milk, nothing. But I wanted to share what I eat in a week. This week is pretty realistic to what I would eat any other week. I didn't want to do intermittent fasting and have to change up my whole routine. So it's not anything extremely healthy. There are some times where I'll just have whatever I want. But I made a list of everything I ate from Monday to Sunday, and let's get started because that's why you're watching this video. So on Monday, I actually didn't eat breakfast. I just skipped right into my first meal being lunch. And for lunch, I had some leftover roasted chicken and roasted potatoes from the night before. I also had a side salad and tzatziki as kind of like a dipping sauce, I guess. And for a snack after, I chose to have a piece of fruit. So I chose to have mango because that's what I had in my house at that moment. Moving on to dinner, I had some steak that my mom just grilled up, and then I had some potato salad. Moving on to Tuesday. For Tuesday's breakfast, I had 2 pieces of turkey bacon and 1 scrambled egg. This is a pretty typical breakfast for me. If you watch any of my other videos, if you watch my other what I eat in a day, or if you watch any of my kind of daily vlog kind of things, I usually always have avocado toast. But a pretty other typical breakfast for me is like 2 pieces of turkey bacon, some scrambled eggs, and then I top everything off with some hot sauce. For lunch, me and my sister made homemade gnocchi. We also have a basil plant that just like overgrew, so we also made homemade pesto with it, which was super delicious. And then we also added pancetta, which we just get like the already kind of cooked pancetta from Costco. I like my pancetta to be crispy. I also like my gnocchi to be crispy. So we just had homemade gnocchi with homemade pesto. So everything was basically homemade except for the pancetta. But the pancetta honestly makes the pasta. You have to have the pancetta with pasta. But anyways, it's from Costco and it's super delicious, super easy meal, and has honestly become one of my new favorite dishes. I don't know why, but for Tuesday I have like no recollection of what I ate for dinner. But moving on to Wednesday, I had the exact same breakfast as Tuesday, so 2 pieces of turkey bacon and 1 scrambled egg. But this time I also added an avocado. Some days I won't have half avocado on the side. It just depends on what I have on hand. But this day I had half of an avocado, and I always slice my avocado. You know how to do that. And then I always top it with the 21 seasoning salut from Trader Joe's, which I mention literally all the time. Honestly, I live in Canada, so we don't have a Trader Joe's, but if you are blessed with a Trader Joe's, get that. I swear, it's like I use it on everything. I use it to roast vegetables, I use it on avocado toast, I use it on top of my eggs. It is the seasoning you need. And if you have a Trader Joe's, if you are blessed with a Trader Joe's around, go pick it up because it is seriously the best seasoning ever. For lunch, I just had leftover pizza. This is what I mean when I say that I don't typically eat the healthiest. I just kind of eat whatever is in my fridge. I try to stay in the realm of like eating whole foods, but some days you just have to have a piece of pizza, and I guess Wednesday was the day. For dinner, my mom made beef stroganoff which I was never a fan of beef stroganoff. Like I never had it growing up. Like I know that it's a common like dinner meal, but I never had it growing up. But my mom recently started making it for dinner or like just on random days, and if you've never tried it, highly recommend, because it's kind of like a weird mush of foods, which sounds really disgusting, but it's actually super delicious and I highly recommend. For Thursday's breakfast was probably by far the best breakfast I had this entire week. I used to have breakfast quesadillas all the time, or like breakfast burritos all the time, until I realized how bad it was for you. I was really feeling a breakfast quesadilla. So in this breakfast quesadilla, I had eggs, avocado, I used a whole wheat tortilla, cheese, and turkey bacon. It's a fully loaded like thing. But you know, go big or go home. I don't ever like I rarely ever have breakfast burritos or breakfast quesadillas anymore, but I always have to eat it with hot sauce, or else it's just like wrong for me. Make sure it's crispy. I'm all about crispiness, if we couldn't tell. Make sure the tortilla is crispy. I used a whole wheat tortilla because that's all we had, but make sure it's crispy and your cheese is melted, or else it's just wrong. It's just not a quesadilla. It's not a burrito. Make sure cheese is melted and your quesadilla is crispy. For lunch, because I had such a big breakfast, I honestly didn't want such a big lunch, so all I had was a Jamaican patty, which we buy them frozen just so we can have them whenever we want. We actually get them from a local Jamaican restaurant that makes Jamaican patties frozen, and we just toast them in our toaster oven, and it's chef's kiss. For dinner, I had a kind of weird dinner. A lot of my meals are just kind of like random things slapped together, but today I had a Polish sausage, fries. I also had some vegetables with some dip, so I had cucumber and carrots with some ranch dip. For Friday, I also didn't eat breakfast. I just went right ahead to lunch, and I had Filipino style barbecue, which if you've never had Filipino style barbecue, you are seriously missing out. I grew up on Filipino style barbecue, obviously, because I am Filipino. So if you've never had Filipino food, I highly recommend that you get some, because it is so delicious and it's become really popular in mainstream society nowadays. But I grew up on it and it does not disappoint. Honestly, it looks really like weird and you might be turned off by like the color, because everything is literally brown. I swear to you, it is so good. Eat it with your eyes closed. Eat it blindfolded. I don't know, but it is so good. Not everything. I will have to say there are a lot of things that I just won't eat because just the things in it is just not it. But Filipino barbecue, one of the things that you have to eat. So I had that. I obviously had to eat it with rice. I also ate broccoli for some reason. I don't even know if it was like steamed or something, but I ate broccoli, and we also had barbecue shrimp on the day. For a little treat, I got a grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew. If you've never had a grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew, you are missing out. If you're not from Canada, then you wouldn't know what a melted ice cap tastes like, but if you are in the US, or if you are in Europe or in Asia and you've never had a melted ice cap, get the grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew, and it literally tastes like a melted ice cap. I don't know, something about it brings back some nostalgic vibes. For dinner, we just got a bunch of Chinese food, and I just like pick and choose what I want, so I don't really know what to say about it, but we just had Chinese food for dinner. And then for a snack, I just had another mango, because that's all we have in my house. For Saturday's breakfast, it's a very typical breakfast. It's essentially an avocado toast. I had an avocado toast on an everything bagel. Listen, I've been obsessed with everything bagels lately. We get the pack from Costco. I don't know what it is about it. Something about it just like tastes, it just like makes your avocado toast just to a whole other level. If you don't know how I make my avocado toast, I have so many videos on my channel featuring my avocado toast and how I make it, so I'm just gonna put one up in the cards and you guys can watch it. I also had 2 pieces of bacon with my breakfast because, you know, it's Saturday, why not? I guess I also didn't eat lunch, or maybe I had lunch too late, but I just went straight to dinner. And for dinner, I just had leftover Chinese food because that's what we had in the fridge and it had to go somewhere. For Sunday, I don't know why, but I only have my breakfast down. I don't have any other things written down, which is odd because this is what I eat in a week and finishing the week off at a weird note. But for breakfast, I again had avocado toast on an everything bagel, but this time I added scrambled eggs on top, which is something I do all the time. And then I just had a side of blueberries. And again, I don't know why I have nothing written down for lunch or dinner. So that was what I ate during the week while intermittent fasting. Again, I would eat between the hours of 12 to 8. I did the 16 to 18 ratio of intermittent fasting. I know that intermittent fasting isn't necessarily recommended for women because it messes with your hormones. That's why I don't do it as often. I think I've tried it maybe 2 full weeks, but I wanted to try intermittent fasting for a number of reasons. I wanted to see what it would do to my weight, what it would do to my behavior, what it would do to my metabolism, and it didn't really change much. I saw a girl on TikTok who's been doing it for 2 years, and by that point I'm sure that it would do something to your overall well-being, but for me it didn't really change much. The one big takeaway that I found was that it helped me really understand and really listen to my body, listen to when it tells me it's hungry, when I'm actually hungry, when to eat, portion control. It didn't necessarily help me lose any more weight than I was already losing, especially because I didn't necessarily change up my workout and exercise routine. I just was changing a different sort of eating habits. That was what I ate in a week while intermittent fasting. If you enjoyed this video at any point, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't done so already, it would mean the world to me if you guys subscribed. Also, turn on the post notification bell just so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. If you haven't already done so, also follow me on Instagram because that's where I stay the most active. It's just at Kiana Gabrielle _. It is always linked in the description box down below. But I think that's it, and I will see you guys for another new video next week. Bye!